Welcome all sports fans, YouTubers, and Facebookers all across the nation. Uneducated Network presents Uneducated Sports Talk. I'm your host, Carlos Clayton. And before we start, please subscribe, like, comment to Uneducated Network. Like I said, it's going down, having a blast. There'll be plenty of shows going around here. So be on the lookout and be the first to subscribe to Uneducated Network. Now, that being said, we have big news today. We have our top 100 NFL players list. We're doing 20 through 11. Now we get down to the nitty gritty, and we will talk about the MLB All-Star game, AL versus NL in Miami, Florida, and it was a great game, great atmosphere. We'll talk about that in just a few. So let's get on with the NFL top 100 list. Like I said, we were 20 through 11, and let's start at number 20. Luke Kuechly, that's my man, only when he plays everybody else but the Saints. But that man is a great guy. He's had a few injury problems the last 2 years now, and that's why he is kind of low on his list. In all honesty, if he is full healthy, Luke Kuechly is probably top 10, no doubt, maybe top 5 guy in the NFL. He is that freaking good. Since 2012, he leads the NFL in total tackles. 693 total tackles for Luke Kuechly. He is the engine that makes them run. Him and Thomas Davis side by side are a dynamic duo when it comes down to the linebacking core. He's fast. He's smart. He's not the most physical linebacker, but he's probably the smartest linebacker in today's NFL, Luke Kuechly. And like I said, he plays fast, and he is fast, and he tackles. He doesn't miss a lot of tackles, and you want that in your linebackers. They don't miss tackles. So I love Luke Kuechly only when he doesn't play the Saints. When he plays the Saints, he's a thorn in my butt, and I can't stand that dude. But Luke Kuechly is number 20 in the top 100 NFL players list. At number 19, Patrick Peterson, cornerback for the Arizona Cardinals. Look, what can you say about him? 6 seasons in the league, 6 Pro Bowls. It doesn't get any better than that when you're a Patrick Peterson fan or Arizona Cardinals fan. You know that he's going for your number one guy every single play. That's what I love about him. That's why he's the best cornerback, in my opinion. The best cornerback in today's game. That's even better than Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman, yes, he shuts down one side of the field, but he doesn't go where your best player goes. Patrick Peterson puts that on himself to, I will guard your best wide receiver on every single play, just about, at least 85 to 90% of the time he's guarding your best wide receiver every play. And he is physical, and he doesn't show the swag, but he doesn't need to, because he's about that life. He's about that. And Arizona has a great secondary. It's just somewhere in the linebacker core needs help. But you know that when Patrick Peterson is there, he's going to shut down at least your best receiver. And that person, you don't have to worry about. 71.5 passer rating for the year when they threw on his side. That is awesome for him. And when he first started, he was averaging about 99 throws to him. And now it dropped down to 71, or I think it was like 71 throws this year, or 76, something like that. But people know we can't throw in Patrick Peterson's area because he is just that good of a shutdown cornerback. He is the definition of shutdown cornerback. At number 18, Tyron Smith, the tackle for the Dallas Cowboys. He's probably the best left tackle in the game right now. He is the best. Let me just be honest. The man is a big monster who can freaking move. He will shut it all down. Dallas found a gem in him, and he is the leader of that core. I've said that about every Dallas Cowboy player, but left tackle is the second most important part besides the center. That is the second most important player on that line, because he has to protect the backside of Dak Prescott now, but he's been doing it 3 straight years. They led the league in yards per scrimmage, or yards per play before contact. 2.6 yards your running back gets before they're even touched, thanks to the Dallas Cowboys offense. So yes, players look good, but I mean, if I can get in the game and average 2.6 yards per carry, and then I get touched and I'm down, I'm fine with that. So just imagine NFL running back caliber players. After that 2.6 yards, if they're good enough, they'll make somebody miss, and that's why they'll average 4 or 5 yards per carry. So you could thank Tyron Smith for being a big part of that as well. At number 17, I did not miss a 7 number this time. At number 17, AJ Green, the wide receiver from the Cincinnati Bengals. Despite missing 6 games this year, he still had 66 catches for 964 yards. That is amazing. AJ Green is one of the best wide receivers in the game. Probably not the best, but he is one of the best. He's definitely top 4, top 5. His route running is amazing. He kind of reminds you of a Chad Ochocinco, who I believe in NFL history is the best route runner in the game. But AJ Green is lean. He doesn't have a lot of built to him, but he's sneaky good. And I respect AJ Green, but he's starting to become a little injury prone now. So you hope that it doesn't linger on to the next couple of years for the Bengals, because they're right there. They can just win a freaking playoff game. They'll be all right. I'm talking to you, Greg Stevens. That's your team. Hopefully they can win a playoff game. You know who he is. But AJ Green, he missed 6 games, but he still came out and balled. Like I said, 66 catches in only 10 games being played and a 964 yards. So he could have easily got 1,200 yards this year, easily, if he played the whole entire game. And now, here is my favorite player of this generation right now, and that's going to be at number 16, Drew Brees, quarterback of my New Orleans Saints. So here we go. The man is he's a freaking legend. Let's just be honest. Where I'm from, I respect the hell out of Drew Brees. He is my favorite player. Yes, I'm a New Orleans Saints fanatic, but Drew Brees is the reason why. Well, not the reason why I'm a Saints fan. I've been a Saints fan since '99, but he is the reason why I'm so hyped every single year to be a Saints fan. And that being said, he is in NFL history. His completion percentage at 66.6%. 5,000 yard seasons. He has more 5,000 yard seasons than anybody else combined. I think that he has 5, and then combined besides him is 4. And then he has 106 300-plus yard pass games. Now, a lot of that is predicated on their offense, and their offense is more pass-oriented than most offense. But at the same time, with the percentage completion, with the yards he gets, and with the 300-yard games he gets, you can't knock him for you can't knock the Saints for passing all the time as well. You can't knock him for that. If you have a great quarterback, use it. So, with that being said, Drew Brees will go down as a surefire Hall of Famer. Like I said, he is my favorite player. You see me with his jersey on a few times on my show. But the man is a beast. Drew Brees, number 16, NFL top 100 list. I thought he should have been. I'm lying. 16 is about fine. I'm not even going to be like that. And in honesty, with the 7 and 9 seasons back to back, he should be a little low on the list, probably somewhere in the mid-20s. But I respect Drew Brees as my dude, and I always respect him. So, at number 15, Aaron Donald, defensive tackle of the now Los Angeles Rams. And look, Donald is a great guy. He's a great guy. And he's not big as in like height-wise, and he's not big as in weight, but he knows how to use his hands better than anybody on here. Now, that's back-to-back season where he's just been balling out of control. And, since 2014, he's had 28 total sacks for a defensive tackle, which leads the NFL since 2014. He is quick. And he uses his hands beautifully as a defensive tackle. And he's very powerful. He's not the biggest guy, but he's stout. And that means when he uses his power, he knows how to shift people in ways that they don't want to be shifted. So I love that Aaron Donald comes out to play every day. D tackle for the Rams. He is number 15 on the list. At number 14, this is my head scratcher right here, and it's not because I'm a Dallas Cowboys hater. No, I do not like the Cowboys, but I respect the players that are on the team. I just don't like the Cowboys in general. But Dak Prescott, quarterback, Dallas Cowboys, is number 14 on the NFL Top 100 Players list, and that right there, in my opinion, is too freaking high. Too high, yes. Will he be an outstanding player? Yes. Does he have great talent? Yes, he does. Will he be a surefire, MVP later on if he continues at this route or this rate? He definitely will. He did lead. He had the most wins by rookie, 13, and he had pass rating. He led the rookies in 67.8 pass rating for your rookie year. And that led all rookies in NFL history in those categories. But with that being said, the reason why I don't like him being at 14, I think it's a little too high, is because he's gotten so much help. You have the best offensive line in the game. And when you're a rookie, they didn't ask for him to do too much. He did just enough. Now, don't get me wrong. He got him in a lot of games. He kept him in a lot of games, and he got him out of a lot of tough games. So he came to play every time, and the man has ice cold veins in his body. So I respect him. But being at number 14, let the man give you another year or two to give him that high of a number. 14 is too high in my opinion. I love Dak Prescott and what he brings and what he stands for the Dallas Cowboys. But at the same time, he had one good year when he wasn't asked to do way too much. But I do like his promise. But you got to give the credit, and the credit has been due on this list. The Dallas Cowboys O-line, they are just some beasts. They are some beasts. So with that being said, Dak Prescott is number 14. Like I said, I do love Dak Prescott, but I think he's just a little bit high on this list at 14. At number 13, good story. Eric Berry, he is the safety of the Kansas City Chiefs. This year he had 2 pick six, 4 total interceptions, and he had 71 tackles for this season. And miraculous story, he had cancer, he fought it, he won, he came back, and everyone thought that he was pretty much done after he was announced with cancer and he was fighting it, and he came back, and he's better than ever now. The man looks good. I'm happy about how everything went out. Check out his story anywhere, you'll see it. Probably with a few tears in your eyes, that kind of thing. But Eric Berry is a beast. He is the captain of that Kansas City Chiefs defense. And that Kansas City Chiefs defense deserves way more credit than what they get. They're a very good defense, but they're one of those Midwest teams. No one ever really talks about them thoroughly. But he is the protector of that secondary. He is the last line of defense, and he does a great job. And I like the fact that when he tackles, he doesn't miss tackles. And you want that in your safeties because you don't want guys who whiff all the time. Very smart player as well. And he comes up big in big moments. Like I said, 2 pick six. And, you can't knock that at all. So that's number 13. Number 12, one of my favorite players now, especially if you're in fantasy. I tell you this, for my fantasy, if I ever get the first pick, I'm going with you, David Johnson, in any of my fantasy drafts I have. David Johnson, running back of the Arizona Cardinals. What can you say about this year? 15 straight games with 100-plus yards from scrimmage, which tied, I believe, Barry Sanders, I believe. But for the total yardage, 2,118 total yards. He was like maybe 20 yards away from having a 1,000-yard rushing and 1,000-yard receiving year, and only like a few guys have done that. David Johnson is the reason why Arizona was sort of meaningful this year, because outside of David Johnson and Larry Fitzgerald, that offense was pretty much horrible. But David Johnson took the bulk of it, and he got a lot of touches, whether it was rushing, whether it was receiving, and he did a damn good job. He had a great season last year that no one knew about. And then this year, all of a sudden, he was blowing everybody out the water with his skills. David Johnson did a hell of a job this year. A smart guy, very humble guy as well. He's a guy that you're going to root for and a guy that you're going to support through anything that he goes through, because he's just one of those. He doesn't talk. He just lets his work do the talking for him, and I respect that. So David Johnson, 2,118 total scrimmage yards. That's a beast. 20 total touchdowns as well. 20 total touchdowns. So he's finding the end zone. In 15 games he played, that's 20 touchdowns. That's like 1.2 touchdowns per game. So David Johnson, running back, Arizona Cardinals, is number 12 on the list of the top 100 NFL players. And at number 11, Derek Carr, quarterback of the Oakland Raiders. 28 total touchdowns. Get this, 6 INTs. And you wonder why? Now, I was kind of like, well, 11 is a little too high for him. Well, it is a little too high. I think he's somewhere, he's getting better every year. Let's say that. He's definitely getting better every single year. But with that being said, I think he's a little bit high on this list. I would like to see him maybe in the 20s somewhere. Dak Prescott, like I said, I didn't give a list, but Dak Prescott, in my opinion, is probably in the 40s or mid-40s. give him one more year. But we've seen Derek Carr improve every single year, and now you put him at number 11. And I don't really have a problem with that. I think he should be in the mid-20s, but I don't have a problem with Derek Carr being number 11. 28 total touchdowns, 6 INTs. How's that for ratio? That's basically 4 touchdowns to his 1 interception, and that's damn good. And you want that in your quarterback. So when you see those numbers, you start to realize, well, 1, he protects the ball. 2, that means he doesn't make dumb decisions. 3, that means he will keep you in every game from not making dumb decisions. He's not a game manager though. I like that. He's not a game manager. He's a true form quarterback who's going to sling it. And he can throw with the best of them. And I respect that. To only have 6 INTs, and he basically played 14, 15 games. I forgot. I don't know if he missed the last 2 or just the last game of the season. But he, 28 touchdowns, 6 INTs. It doesn't get any better than that. He was the heart and the soul for that Oakland Raiders team. When he fell down, their whole season went down. So, shout out to Derek Carr. Hopefully he comes back, because guess what? I got you guys going to the Super Bowl and losing to the Seahawks. So I got you guys going. Make me a believer. Make the rest of the world a believer. Derek Carr is number 11 on the NFL top 100 players list. Just to recap, number 20 is Luke Kuechly. Number 19 is Patrick Peterson. Number 18 is Tyron Smith. Number 17 is A.J. Green. Number 16 is Drew Brees. 15 is Aaron Donald. Number 14 is Dak Prescott. Number 13 is Eric Berry. Number 12, David Johnson. And number 11, David Carr. No, Derek Carr. Lord Jesus. Why I said David? I got David in my mind. David, whew. Number 11 is Derek Carr. It's tough. They're brothers. Give me a break. All right. So that's the NFL Top 100 list. The next episode we will discuss numbers 10 through 1. Everyone knows what number 1 is. It's a guarantee. But 10 through 1, we will discuss that. I'll give my recap on the top 10 players in the NFL of 2016. So we had an All-Star game. This happened. And it just happened to be baseball All-Star game. After the festivities of the Home Run Derby, Aaron Judge, who's going to be just, a star. We'll talk about him in just a second. But let's get to the actual game. This game, it was pitcher dominated, but it felt refreshing. It was the first time the All-Star game hadn't been played to decide home field advantage in the World Series in, I think, 4 or 5 years. So it gave the players a breath of fresh air. We can actually enjoy our game now. So if you're one of the top contending teams, you really, really want to focus on winning that game. So just in case you do make it to the World Series, you have the home field advantage. Well, now that's out the way. Home field advantage goes to the team with the best record, and I applaud that move. Let's go back to that. Guys are having fun out there, more loose, so it doesn't really matter if they win or lose. You still go out there and have a good game, right? And it happened. The American League wound up beating the National League 2-1 off of Robinson Cano, 10th inning, top of the 10th inning, home run that basically won the game, and it basically gave him the MVP. So after that, before that, it's the first extra inning home run in like 50 years. So shout out to Robinson Cano. He came up big, hit out for Wade Davis, reliever for the Chicago Cubs. Now, Aaron Judge, the spotlight was on him. It was on him. And he went over 3. And look, it's an all-star game. It doesn't matter if you go over 3, but the camera's all over him before batting practice, after batting practice, during the little warm-ups, all that attention's on him. And then I'm pretty sure there's no telling how long he stayed up after winning the home run derby, because I'm pretty sure everybody wanted his autograph and everybody wanted to talk to him. This guy, I want to talk about him for just a second. Aaron Judge will not only be a star in Major League Baseball, because there's a lot of stars who are just in baseball. He will be the next star basically around sports entertainment now. We're talking Derek Jeter status. And it's just so fitting that he is a New York Yankee. Wow, those guys always get the limelight. But he's crushing home runs. 30 home runs before 30 home runs at the All-Star break is amazing for a rookie. The man is a rookie, so he's automatically on the Rookie of the Year. He could potentially win MVP if he continues at this pace. He's not only going to be a star in baseball, but a star globally. So 15, 16 years from now, I can almost see it like, Aaron Judge will be the next Derek Jeter. So I respect what he's doing. He's a humble guy. He's a humble kid. He's going out there and just playing baseball the way it's supposed to be played. And I like him for that. He's 6'7", 280 pounds, something like that. That is ridiculously good. So Shout out to him. And shout out to Yadier Molina. In the top of the sixth, he was taking pictures with Nelson Cruz and umpire Joe West. So that right there, if the games actually mattered, that would have never happened. That would have never happened. No, they stopped the game for a second. Hey, man, take a picture. And it was nice. That's something you'll see in the All-Star game for the NBA, or you'll see it in the NFL sometimes, but you would never see that in baseball. But now they're taking a breath, taking a back seat to all this, focus, let's win this game because we have to have home field advantage. Now they can just relax, be calm. So when you saw that, you realize, okay, they're taking pictures with the umpire during a during an at-bat. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. I respect that. Let's have fun. It's an all-star break. These guys, they play 162 games a year. It's a lot of freaking games. I don't care how much you're not playing or you are playing because it's baseball, but 162 games is still a lot of freaking games. So you want to have a game to where you just can relax. You see the best players and just relax, calm down, take a deep breath. Speaking of Yadier Molina taking pictures, the following half inning at the bottom of the sixth, he smacked a solo home run, becoming the oldest catcher in Major League Baseball All-Star history to hit a home run. Yadier, he didn't start the game, but he's still a great player. And I love to see Yadier just continue to succeed. He's one of my favorite baseball players in general, just because being a back catcher is already tough. You got to be the smartest guy on the field. He does that with ease, and he throws everybody out like it's, regular as well, like he's throwing against T-ballers. So Yadier Molina is an awesome guy, and I'm glad he got that home run. But American League still has the National League advantage when it comes down to winning All-Star games. Yes, they won this one. I think in the last 30 years, man, they probably won like 22 of them. So it's crazy. I just made that number up. But so with that being said, it was a wonderful All-Star game just because there was no pressure. You can have fun now. It wasn't intense anymore. If you lose the game, so what? 'Cause I would hate for a team like back in the day, like Tampa Bay or someone that was useless to lose the game for me, and I'm the team like the Rangers when they were good, or the Tigers when they were good, or the Angels when they were good, and you're like, you guys lost this for us, and now we can't have home field advantage because the scrub teams lost it for us. I would hate that. I would hate that. So I'm glad they got rid of that, and it made everybody more comfortable. Everybody was loose, having fun. And you got to respect it. So I'm happy for you, Major League Baseball, for actually taking that into consideration to start things over. So that's all we have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We talked about the NFL Top 100 Players list, numbers 20 through 11. And then we just discussed the American League National League All-Star game with the American League winning 2-1. Robinson Cano is the MVP. So there you have it. Like I said, next episode we'll talk probably more basketball. We'll talk about Paul George and him going to OK City. So be ready for that. Is he willing to stay if they have a good year? Or will he leave after 1 year and go to the Lakers? We will talk about that next episode. I'm excited about that. Check out my Twitter, at @CarlosClayton_. I repeat, at @CarlosClayton_. I will start having a few more 2-3 minute talks about certain players or teams or a certain topic. And check me out on Facebook. My name is Carlos Clayton. I'm from Lake Charles, Louisiana. If that helps, Carlos Clayton from Lake Charles, Louisiana. So, Uneducated Network presents Uneducated Sports Talk. I'm your host, Carlos Clayton. And as always, sports fans, stay smart, stay uneducated. Peace.